G'day, it's Adam. Welcome back to the channel. Look, today we're going to discuss the breakup. I guess the breakup really was the catalyst for me detaching from normal life in Australia and literally staying put in Thailand at the time, which then led me on to the build of the hostel and all of that cool stuff that we'll get to. I mean, like many other people, I'm no stranger to breakups. This wasn't necessarily much worse than other things that I'd experienced in the past, and this is certainly not going to be a sob story. Obviously breakups are ultimately for the best, otherwise you'd probably still be together. So, well, we headed off together on this trip to Thailand. Look, there were some warning signs, there were some red flags, and look, it's all very easy in hindsight, looking back. At the time, you can tell yourself things like, look, things will be better. You just get over this little hurdle, this little bump. Look, there's a lot of great aspects of this relationship, but there's certainly some things there. And this other person would certainly take a fair bit of responsibility and discussed their own personal issues. Play the kind of supportive role you can and sort of hope that in time those issues will sort of subside and the relationship can continue. But I guess many guys can probably relate to the following. Sometimes someone else's looks kind of cloud your judgment, get the better of you. Common sense and those red flags and warning signs, sometimes you just set them aside. Perhaps a bit infatuated by the exterior. So I definitely would say that was me in that case. Once we got to Thailand, look, it didn't really take long for things really to go pear-shaped pretty quickly. And then pretty quickly it was over. And she called it off. But it was pretty obvious that it was not going to be repairable. And so almost immediately after that, I packed my stuff and went my own separate way. And that's that defining moment, going my own separate way, which ultimately led me to Koh Chang and all the rest of it. One major gripe, without going into too much detail, was this person borrowed money off me to buy a car just before, and then after breaking up, stopped paying me back. That ain't cool. However, as I mentioned, things work out for the best, for me anyway. Look, I always look on the bright side of things, and the breakup hurt, and had a little period of time where it stung, but I always kind of look to the future and work my way towards what makes me happy. The next adventure, so I didn't really dwell too long. Don't wish her anything bad. Don't necessarily wish her a whole lot of good. It's all pretty neutral. I got on with my life. I'm still getting on with my life. Things are way better. So, look, in a way, maybe I should be thankful. Definitely should be thankful and grateful that the parting of the ways there was literally the catalyst for me staying in Thailand. Otherwise, I would have just been on the return flight home as planned a week or so later. So, in fact, it was a great thing. It's 5 years removed now, so it's pretty clear and easy for me to say that. And that was a huge, important stepping stone for me. And also, I wasn't really in a very great emotional state at the time, so I was feeling a bit reckless and acting a bit irrational. And maybe you need a little bit of crazy to be able to pull off a bit of a crazy move like I did with the whole setting up a company, building a business in Thailand from scratch. So yeah, that definitely fueled a bit of the fire with my all those other characteristics I talked about in the previous video. So it definitely gave me the impetus to push forward, potentially throw a bit of an FU, but that wasn't really top of mind really. But there would have been an element of that there for sure. But like I said, it was the best thing for me, and I very quickly turned my attention to the task at hand, which was a Mount Everest-like task at hand, which basically had my mind and body completely captivated 24 hours a day for the next 3 years. So I didn't have any time after that to dwell on what was. So there we go, the breakup. Thank God for that. Peace.